Let's get to Drake, The Heart Part 6 with lyrics, the Kendrick Lamar diss.
Now let me see you prove it. Just let me see you prove it.
The Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped, I swear that I'm dialed in. First I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in?
Right off the bat, he comes in hot with the Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. This is like the second time he's made a mention to Kendrick Lamar's Pulitzer Prize winner opens his mouth, give him another award. And now the Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. I think it's projection. I not only think it's projection, but I also think that it's something that definitely frustrates him because he keeps making mentions to it.
I got your fucking lines tapped, I swear that I'm dialed in.
He's saying that I actually have your lines tapped. I know what your next move is. First, I was a rat, making an inference to the 2010 case where there was a robbery that Drake was involved in potentially that actually led to the arrest of another Toronto rapper. Or 2009, there is a half-baked legitimacy to these claims. In 2009, Drake was robbed outside of New Ho King, a small Chinese restaurant in the late-night staple in Toronto. His cooperation with the police led to the arrest of fellow Toronto rapper by the name Sizzlack. With this situation rippling into the Toronto rap scene, it led many of Drake's fans and peers to question his street cred.
1090 Jake would've took all the walls down. The streets would've had me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up, not fall down. The ones that you getting your stories from, they all clowns.
Then he makes a mention of 1090 Jake, the famous guy who's always like outing snitches or whatever. He's like one of those like white dudes that is in the Adam 22 orbit. Drake goes on to mention a well-known media personality, 1090 Jake. Jake is notorious for researching court paperwork of popular rappers and street figures and uploading YouTube videos exposing them of dishonesty, cooperation with law enforcement, and criminal misconduct. Drake asserts that if he ever snitched, then his name would be found in court documents, and an individual like 1090 Jake would have been exposing him for it. Except 1090 Jake has been exposing Rick Ross, which everybody knows, for things that Rick Ross has done as a corrections officer. It is not that crazy to assume that 1090 Jake, being a white culture vulture himself in the rap scene, is probably on Drake's side on this argument. So his mention of 1090 Jake, in my opinion, is not that significant, but what do I know? The streets would have me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up and not fall down. Drake has his connections. Specifically, Canada has a significant Hells Angels presence. At the end of the music video for Drake's This Family Matters, he meets with with an alleged Hells Angels member, Andrew Kernew, who is Drake's neighbor. See, the thing I don't understand is like, why is he saying if his connects, and this is a cell phone here, if he has actual connects that he like worked it out with to feed false information, Kendrick Lamar, why the fuck's he calling them clowns now? I thought you were a war general and these were your actual fucking homies, your ride or dies, who's telling Kendrick false information, but now you're calling them clowns, which doesn't really make a lot of sense.
I am a war general, seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered in medals, honor and decoration. You waited for this moment, overcome with the desperation. We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information.
So this part is the most devious part, in my opinion, on the entire track, where he basically confirms the Drake-anon type suspicion that has been roaming the streets, specifically led by DJ Academics, Drake's #1 dick rider. The claim and the assertion that like the Ozempic script with his government name on it, the Maybach gloves and the shirt and all of that was actually fed to the Kendrick team. Why did he do this? Maybe he wanted to play on a playing field. He wanted to do New Game Plus difficulty. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, the greatest move to do is actually play checkers when your opponent is playing chess. He is a master manipulator that fed Kendrick all this information that he himself was using Ozempic and all of these like receipts and whatnot, specifically so that he could turn around and be like, lol, I got you. Here's the thing. If this is real, if Drake actually had a hidden mole, it's devious, devastatingly devious. And it calls into question Kendrick's credibility to a certain degree, for sure. Especially because he was horny to just like catch Drake on anything that he didn't, dot his I's and cross his T's, right? However, why the fuck wouldn't you just like come in with proof? Expose who the leak was that Kendrick had in your team, show up, post it up with them side by side, give him a bar, take a photo, post it, and be like, yeah, that's your fucking mole, dumbass. This is my guy. We're laughing together right now, laughing at you. That, in my opinion, would have absolutely destroyed the conversation. That, in my opinion, would have absolutely changed the dynamic completely. But instead, my brother's dog is here, Fiona, and they're barking at each other. You would still spin it in another way, though. It would make it much harder for someone like myself to spin it in any direction, and especially considering that I'm also lending credibility to Drake's accusation or Drake's counter here. There is a likelihood that this could be real instead of immediately going, it's not real. I also did personally think that it was weird because this is what I said yesterday. I will admit if Drake planned the mole was true. The daughter plan is both devastatingly devious while simultaneously a cell phone, because why are you reminding everyone about the last time you were forced into a child reveal? Is weird, especially because your goal in any bout is to not only regalvanize support from inside of your fan base, but also to win over those who are maybe like me, you know, sometimes in the middle, sometimes just in it for the drama, sometimes don't care to dick ride one side or the other. Now, of course, my reasons for not being that big of a fan of Drake personally do not actually revolve around whether he was a deadbeat father to a second daughter or not. More so, it revolves around gambling, his allegiances to stake.com, and also his overall gross, creepy behavior around minor girls. I don't think Kendrick would risk his career on something this stupid. I mean, listen, people get passionate. Kendrick definitely despises Drake, and passion sometimes trumps, critical thinking. So you can make questionable moves in a certain direction if you're motivated because you want to fucking cook his ass. I am saying that there could be truth to this, but the reason why I don't think it is true is specifically because it's weird to try and bait him in this direction. It's weird to try and bait him that he has an 11-year-old daughter, potentially. It's weird to try and bait him with the Ozempic drugs. It's weird to try and bait him with the Ambien.
A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination, but you so thirsty, you not concerned with investigation. Instead, you in that Venice studio, it's a celebration. You gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient. Your fans are rejoicing, thinking this is my expiration. Even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less inflation. Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga, I'm petty with dedication.
Like, he should have fucking posted a video with this song where he's literally printing out the Ozempic, like where he's printing out the label for the Ozempic drug. And then it's like, it's over. How are you going to fucking, even if it's not real, even if he literally did, even if Kendrick actually really has a mole, what the fuck is Drake doing? Like, even that alone, even if Kendrick actually stole his Ozempic script, if Drake actually posted a video of him basically fucking printing out an Ozempic script, that would be at least more physical evidence. It's so weird. Show text between you and the mole. Take photo with the mole. Post it up, laughing. Anything like that. Because right now, this didn't actually move a lot of people. It just gave Drake stands the confidence to chirp for a little bit. That's it. I don't think anyone who like thought that Drake was kind of a weirdo or a culture vulture or any number of different things has like moved in the opposite direction and went, damn, he really got K-Dot. It's over for him.
What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations?
This is something I also mentioned, that like the quickest way to destroy this narrative would be Kendrick Lamar's baby mama coming out in support of Kendrick Lamar, or even one singular photo from her. But it's also, once again, a person with children, totally valid for them not to want to be in the main stage of this conversation. These are whole ass adults, not entirely in the industry in and of itself. I get that part as well.
Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected instead of being on some,
implying that like all the accusations of his improper dealings with women and grooming stuff actually are just TikTok stan videos, which I do personally think is yet another case of projection, specifically because like I do think that this reads like a fucking fan retweet. Like this reads like a very well structured collection of tweets that DJ Academics has read over the course of the past 2 days on his stream from Drake stands. Basically, he's like, yeah, everything True Anon said, everything Drake Anon said about this process is real, actually.
You rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit. My mom came over today and I was like, mother, wait a second.
This part especially.
That's that one record where you say you got molested.
And then this part is really fucking gross for many different reasons. Drake here is referencing Mother I Sober by Kendrick Lamar, the 17th track on Lamar's 2022 release, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, where he delves into his sexual traumas. Family Times, they accused my cousin. Did he touch you, Kendrick? Never lied, but no one believed me when I said he didn't. As the quote implies, it should be noted that Kendrick makes it explicitly clear in the song that he wasn't molested. Regardless, Drake figures that Lamar's projecting his trauma when he accuses Drake of being a pedophile in his May 2024 diss tracks, Meet the Grams and Not Like Us. What I find to be really funny about this is that he misunderstood the song. On top of that, the song is about like intergenerational black trauma. And not only that, but also the song is about like his mother being overly cautious as a consequence of her own personal trauma, being molested herself. What I found really strange about this, though, is that let's say that is what Kendrick said. Let's say Kendrick Lamar was molested. How the fuck is that a good bar? That's a fucking insane thing to say, bro. I'm not even trying to be like, oh, I'm so woke or whatever the fuck. Like, it just genuinely doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense if Drake, it doesn't make sense if Drake was right and he actually was saying that, which he's not even saying that. So it's basically proving that Drake doesn't fucking have any media literacy in the same fucking genre that he's in. Supposedly that he's the GOAT in, as a matter of fact. I don't understand it. Like, the whole point is that you're being accused of being a child abuser. Why the fuck would you literally retort with, I don't give a fuck about child abuse? Do you not get that? I guess that's the type of bar that does appeal to the fucking Drake stands, though, because they've been riding that one. They didn't understand it.
Fuck me, I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing. This is trauma from your own confessions. This when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected. That's why these pedophile raps and shit you so obsessed with is so excessive. They acting like it's so aggressive, but you just never known affection. I don't wanna dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why this the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested.
Why? Why would you say those words? Why would you do this? I am now convinced that not only is there an OVO mole, the motherfucking mole is a ghostwriter, bro. I'm letting you know. My opinion is not only is there actually an OVO mole, it's actually one of the ghostwriters. The guy who put that fucking line in there. There ain't no fucking way, big dog. No shot. The fact that like there's not a single person in his crew that turned around and were like, hold up, what? Aubrey, maybe you shouldn't put this in there. You know, Aubrey, this is going to look bad. If you put this in there, like that makes things worse for you. Dude, it's also so mid. I'm sorry. The lyricism on this is so fucking mid. If you think that this is anywhere near Kendrick Lamar level in any meaningful capacity, see yourself out of the fucking door. Not only does he lack the media criticism, the media literacy to fucking comprehend what the fuck Kendrick Lamar was saying in his song, but beyond that, it's like, oh, this is trauma from your own confessions. This is about to get so depressing. It's like, dude, you are not deep, okay? You are very good at doing, beats, okay? You're a hit maker. You are so fucking bad being a lyricist. Like, it is so unimaginably bad, dude. When I look at, with the exception of the last one, Mustard on the Beat one, which was like very obviously supposed to be a jam, right? When I look at all the other Kendrick tracks so far in the in his discography, in this iteration of the diss, there's not a second wasted in it, right? There's no like there are rarely ever moments where he's like, I'm the GOAT, I'm so sick. Like there are moments where he says like, you've pissed me off. I hate you. I hate your hair, blah, blah, blah. But even then when he's saying like, I hate you, I hate the way you talk, I hate your hair, he's still making an inference to DMX saying that about Drake, right? Reiterating that like people who are actually from this culture have despised them for quite some time. So like there's not a single fucking moment wasted in any of Kendrick Lamar's bars. Whereas like there's a lot of filler in Drake's retort. Also, Drake never portrayed himself as a good lyricist anyway. I know, but he's trying to do something where you have to kind of be a better lyricist, especially when you're going up against someone like Kendrick Lamar, who is a phenomenal lyricist, right? Like this is, I would go so far as to say that like his previous track was better than this one, the triple one. Right? The triple track, like the 3 tracks in one, beautiful cinematography, like that's very Drake. Well thought out. It still didn't meet, like it still didn't, you know, defeat Kendrick Lamar in my opinion. I am biased as well. But the reality is like that was at least a bop that had like bop-like qualities, that had high elevated production as far as like the music video that he also fucking created all together. Like there was like forethought, right? There was a lot of care and consideration put into that track versus this one seems haphazardly put together in 2 days. And the unfortunate consequence of that is that it really shows where there's a lot of filler, where there are objectively lines in here where I'm like, did a fucking artificial intelligence bot write this? Like,
I don't want to dish you anymore. This really got me.
like this part, like, oh God, this is so cringe. I don't want to diss you anymore. This really got me second guessing. Yeah, dude. And he keeps reiterating this over and over again throughout the song. It's like, I'm actually sad for you, Kendrick. I'm really sad for you. I really feel it. Like, oh man, this is like so traumatic for you. I bet. It's like, bro, he called you a pedophile in like a song that is too ominous to play inside of nightclubs, and then called you a pedophile, doubled down on the pedophile allegations in a song that DJ Mustard produced. Automatically a club banger. So he did it in both ways, where he once showed you that he could do it in a lyrical way, and then also showed you that he could do it in a way where like people will repeat it, okay?
I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly there's a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed and now they got infected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the sentiment. The shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from both incidents.
Before we sit on the absolute worst line, I think, ever in recorded rap music history. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected, as in like, you know, I'm too respected, and that's why I'm disgusted by these accusations. You know what? Let's run it. Let's run it. Hold on.
I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested.
I'm not kidding. I feel like this one, Drake is never a name you'll see in sex offender lists. Literally, when I first heard it, I thought it's like AI bar. Like I thought like an AI sang that part of the song. I could not get myself to believe that Drake actually wrote these lines and sang them. That is a very weird bar that I feel like is the possibly worst way to defend yourself.
But you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned an A minor.
That line, this is the second worst line, I think, after the number one worst line of all time in a rap battle. Okay, one, because like Drake wouldn't be the name, it would be Aubrey Graham. Secondly, it is a double negative, but that's also fine. I just don't really understand why he wrote this line again and then chose to read it and then had like none of his homies stop him. Hey man, you probably shouldn't fucking say that. Like, you definitely should not. Don't say this. You are taking the whole team down with you. And there's like one guy in the room that's the OVO mole that's like, nah, man, that shit's gas. Put that in there. Okay, put that shit in there. It is gas. Yeah, no, Kendrick, he did. He literally, no, he's dumb enough that he posted. Yeah, no, he literally said Drake is not a name that you gonna see on no sex offender list. Yeah, I know it's crazy. I wrote it and then he kind of ate it up. That's insane. How many people touch a song before shit like this gets released? Not one person in your group, in your close circle, like the producers weren't like, what? I'm sorry, what did you say?
F D flat D major. I slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that one flight from Malaysia. I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only
That part is actually pretty funny and pretty good overall. As you guys know, Rick Ross's private jet had to do a fucking landing and barely came out of it unscathed. He says he's gonna fucking Air Malaysia the Kendrick Lamar flights, which I thought was pretty good. But once again, ironic because the best fucking line still is against motherfucking Rick Ross. Another critical hit on Rick Ross.
Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's.
That's insane. Once again, ain't nobody brought up Millie Bobby Brown, bro. You did it yourself. It's something that it would be more valid if Kendrick Lamar had brought it up, but you fucking brought it up. That's crazy.
I never looked twice at no teenager.
Yeah, he did look twice at a teenager in 2010 at a concert.
I'm a fucking hit maker, dog, not a peacemaker. Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Your ass in extreme danger. Stop buying views and...
This again is such a funny, this literally is just straight up, and I mean straight the fuck up, literally projection. Why is he doing this?
Buy comments, you may as well keep the paper. Shit you about to need for later.
Shows that he has actually seen that Kendrick Lamar is out streaming him, and it very obviously hurts his feelings. It's weird to bring up the fact that you're getting outstreamed by someone who you are supposed to be outstreaming any day of the fucking week as like one of the most popular artists in this genre and across the board. I don't even care about how well you're fucking out competing me is once again a cell phone.
I give a fuck about your streaming data. You could drop 100 more records, I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't want to fight with a woman.
Another cell phone is about to come here as well. Oh, I just you could drop 100 more records. I'll see you later.
It feeds your nature. If you still
I don't want to fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. Literally, one, defended Tory Lanez. Two, why are you calling yourself a woman? I don't want to fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. Quite literally implies that Drake sees himself as a woman. But yeah, and then we come to the R. Kelly line.
Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they
talking about Drake brings up the controversial stance Kendrick Lamar took in June 2018 after Spotify removed XXXTentacion and R. Kelly songs from their playlist. Kendrick stood in defense of X and R. Kelly, and Kendrick even threatened to pull his own music from Spotify if their actions continued.
You said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a hypocrite. I don't understand why these people praise you. Sounding like you sent him commissary when he needs some paper.
I don't understand why these people praise you. Sounding like you sent him commissary when you need some paper. A commissary in this case is a store or restaurant that sells food. It also refers to the currency used in exchange for these goods. Drake entertains the likelihood that Kendrick will put money on R. Kelly's books in order for him to spend it on a commissary.
Album dropping soon. No wonder you turn a clout chaser instead of doing hard labor. Nigga, I see you when I see you like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor.
Remember what I said? Commissaries for jail. Yeah, I know. He's implying that like he's giving money to R. Kelly in jail.
Album dropping soon. No wonder you turn a clout chaser instead of doing hard labor. Nigga, I see you when I see you like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer.
I literally fucking said earlier, like, what's Drake gonna do? You know what I mean? Kendrick Lamar can hit him on like all these other open avenues. Drake's only response would be like, Whitney, hit me up. I'll fuck you. And then pull out the slinky. Like, just hit him with the, yeah, see? Whitney, come on, please. Kendrick Lamar is short. Look at the slinky. Yeah, BBL Drizzy. So he does do that. He literally does that. It's so fucking predictable that a dude who like self-described does not listen to music and figure that out like 2 steps ahead of time. Holy shit. If Drake losing why he got double the views on YouTube and still in #1 in trending, that's why he's winning, dude. Okay, Drake Riders, just hold it. Just hold it. Just hold it in, please.
I promise. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this shit was
and then he just like stops rapping and just does full-blown copium.